Very quick one today. It is the 30th of April, and I thought I'd reflect a little bit on this month because this month has been a long month, but also a month full of growth, which is what I'd sum it up as. As some of you probably may know, most of you won't. I've recently quit my 9 to 5 job. The 19th of April was my last day. So we've been doing this for about 10 or 11 days now. And I've learned a lot over the past 11 days working for myself. I've learned a fuck ton, right? You are out here on your own. Nobody's checking up on you. Nobody is asking you whether you've done this, whether you've reached out to this person, whether you've done your cold calls or your cold DMs or whatever you're doing for like client acquisition or anything. Like nobody's checking up on you, right? So that's like one of the things that hit me. Like the initial freedom was like, oh yes, brilliant. I can just do whatever the fuck I want. And then like by midday, the first day, I was like, shit. Like if I do not stay accountable to what I'm supposed to do, this can so very quickly go downhill. And it's quite serious to be honest because if you're not making money, then back to work, I guess, or back to your full time job. And there's no fucking option that I'm doing that. So, yeah, if you're not doing things every single day that are going to get you results later down the line, majority of the time, like when you are reaching out to clients and stuff or prospects or leads or whatever you want to call them, it takes several touch points for you to sign them as a client. Majority of the time, when I'm doing paid ads, which by the way, I've recently today, literally 2 hours ago, launched another campaign, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this one brings me a few clients. But if you're running paid ads, that's when they're coming in warm and there's less touch points, right? The first touch point is, of course, your first initial call. I follow up on them, but well, depends on how you set it up. Sometimes I've set it up as instant forms, meaning I need to call them, and to be honest, not worth it. If you're thinking about it, doing it that way, it's genuinely not worth it. Send them to a landing page, VSL, whatever you want to have on that landing page. Get them to book in a discovery call straight away. It might cost you a little bit more to acquire that person, but it's so much better because you'll be getting leads for 20, 30, 40 quid at a pot. And, you'll be getting their information and that's it. And then you'll be ringing them, emailing them, and nobody's going to be answering. Like I've had some solid leads from the get-go of, yes, this guy does house extensions in this place and he's doing 25 to 50 grand a month with it. Brilliant. This guy might be a decent lead. I rang them about 15 times, left 3 voicemails, followed up on emails. Nothing. Absolute silence. So I think it's important to set it up the way you let the lead book into your calendar rather than you call them and try and book it in. But yeah, several touch points when you're trying to sign a client, which is the main thing that I'm trying to cover here. So if you're not doing the work now, that is going to get you your first touch point within the next 7 or 10 days. You're looking at signing clients in maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks time with touch points at today. Now, if you're not doing that work, that's just getting further and further away, and I've not got enough camera space or camera angle to cover that. But yeah, you get the idea. But yeah, this month has been overall fantastic. I fucking love this month. I've finally decided and I finally got the balls to do what I really wanted to do. Which is work for myself. I've always said I wanted to work for myself. Back in the day, I used to work like shitty retail jobs. I used to work in a shit Chinese shop, Chinese restaurant, not shop. And I was getting paid like £3.70 back in the day, not like last week. But ever since those days, I've always just said like I really want to work for myself. And then I went to uni, then I got into my dad's company and worked for them and sort of just fucking got me in a headlock, and it was a tough one to get out, but I'm out and I'm going to do everything in my power to stay out and do the best that I can for myself, right? Which is why I was very pissed off yesterday at the fact that I couldn't fucking cold call people. And if you watch my last video, I literally cold called 6 people. Like I said to myself, I'm going to cold call. I set up a script. It was shit. And then I went out and called 6 people and I sacked it off. I was nervous. I was shitting myself. I didn't know what to expect. I've never done it in my life. And also my script sucked. I looked around the room. So many different lessons just of six phone calls, right? Today I did it. I did it for over an hour. And much better attempt. Tomorrow I'll do it again and again and again and repetitions. And eventually I'll get some meetings booked and so on. But I am in talks with a few people that do this type of stuff just to see and just to make sure that the way I'm doing it is the most efficient. And, I'm not just booking in or sending a video, for example, to a client or a prospect about my services and stuff, and I'm just wasting my time because obviously I'm on a phone call asking them if they want the service. They say maybe, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll send you an email with a quick video of blah, 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 right? And then I'm like, okay, well, I've got like an hour of my time to go and make videos for all these people that have said, they might be interested. I don't know whether that's worth it. I've heard some people do this and, it's sort of gets some traction. I've never done it, so I'm just experimenting. I've gone back to what worked, which is paid advertising. I've set up the campaign, VSL and so on, new results, new reviews and everything that I've got quite recently. I'm working on some video testimonials as well with my clients. Hopefully by the end of this week I'll have 1 or 2, which would be brilliant. And we'll run with them as well. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this month has been fantastic. I think if you're not looking at your months each month, then just honestly just try and journal some stuff or just try and write some things down. I think there's such fucking beauty in writing on a piece of paper your thoughts and your feelings. On the phone is all right. It's quick, and most of the time I do it through the iPhone journal thing. But to be honest, like just writing stuff down and with pen and paper just reinforces it in your mind a little bit better, I think. So yeah, it's one of them. Anyway, I'm off to bed.